December 13th, 2010, 6:20 p.m. EST. I was being followed while walking in Vegas tonight. Then, later, when I got home, my computer was acting very strange. The screen resolution seemed to have a lot more contrast. Someone was messing with the graphics. The weird part is, the screen was fine when I left it alone. But my mother hasn't used it since I last logged off. I wonder if he knows when things will happen. Hold on. Someone's banging on my door. December 17th, 2010, 4:00 p.m. EST. Spanish class was hell yesterday. The worst part is, I'm home alone and I have to work later. I wonder what I'm making for dinner. 10:00 p.m. EST. Okay. Driving home from work, a strange vehicle was following me home. It looked like a black sedan. The sedan, however, had no one driving in it. I was very freaked out. I managed to lose him as I exited US 1 to get to my house. I better lock the doors tonight. Time to play some Black Ops. December 18th, 2010, 7:00 a.m. EST. I have work again later. I woke up in a daze. I had the strangest dream. It was about Jeff the killer. And the funny thing is that I could have sworn that when I woke up, he was standing over my bed with that expression. I was waiting for him to quietly whisper, "Go to sleep." However, when I rubbed my eyes to see if my brain was deceiving me, he was gone. I immediately got the chills, as if he was still in my house. Oh well, my folks aren't around again. I wonder what's for breakfast. 9:00 p.m. EST. It was a slow day today at work. The same sedan from yesterday was following me home again. Only this time, Jeff, or at least someone that looked like Jeff, was the driver. I freaked out and sped. I decided it was too dangerous to stay at my house tonight. No sign of Mom or Colin for today's. The fridge was getting empty anyways. December 21st, 2010, 5:00 a.m. EST. I don't understand why I'm up so early. David was fast asleep. I was staying at his house for the past couple of days. Sarah wants to meet up at Santa's later, but I wanted to investigate my mother's disappearance. I would worry about Colin later. December 24th, 2010, 6:00 p.m. EST. My mother came home claiming that she was partying the entire time of her absence. At least she bought groceries. It'd have to have been lost without food in the house. Time to hit up the Xbox. Beforehand, I asked my mother if she had seen Colin. She said he was on vacation. December 25th, 2010, 3:33 a.m. EST. It's Christmas morning once again in Homestead, but I wasn't too excited. My computer was acting strange again. Only this time, the pictures were not high contrasted, but highly corrupted. I'm assuming that I was hacked by a cliche creepypasta maniac. Paranormal bullcrap always happens in the ghetto. Anyways, I had not slept since my last journal entry, which was yesterday at 6 p.m. December 29th, 2010, 2:30 a.m. EST. What the hell is going on? My computer is only letting me write these journal entries. But my computer connection has become laggy and constant crashes have kept taking place. Yet, everything checks out. I'm going to have a bud take a look at it. It is assumed at this point that the house Schuyler was staying at was broken into. The rest of the journal entry contains a sequence of letters and numbers that cannot be translated into English. It is also assumed that the perpetrator is a man who has been stalking Schuyler since before December 13th, 2010. January 2nd, 2011, 5:00 p.m. EST. Screw everything! My house is wrecked. Once the police escorted me away from my house, there was a report of a weird tornado-like noise coming from inside of my house. I walked inside yesterday, New Year's Day, to find the interior of my home virtually destroyed. The funny thing is that the perp was never captured on video camera. One of the policemen at the scene claimed to have a video camera running, but the person was never captured even though the lens was facing him directly. What was me? I guess the person really does want to screw with me. I looked inside my house and the laptop wasn't harmed at all. In fact, the entity of mystery left a little note on the computer that said, "Turn me on." I was horrified. The most disgusting image I could possibly imagine was, oh God, I'm gonna puke. It is assumed at this point that Schuyler had vomited and never returned to the laptop until later that evening. The journal entries found no description of the picture, nor was there a recorded picture that would disturb bowel movements found on the laptop. However, it is assumed that the picture was very disturbing in nature and caused both physical and mental illness. 11:30 p.m. EST. I passed out on my bedroom floor. I know it. Why did I wake up in my bed? There were no signs of my mother being home, and I woke up with that same feeling. The feeling that Jeff was watching me. I need help. I'm going to the hospital tomorrow. The next day, January 3rd, 2011, Schuyler was arrested as he was leaving his home on the charges of an aggravated assault on an animal. These charges have been dropped since the only evidence at the scene was a murdered cat. However, the wounds on the cat were too vicious for a human to commit. They assumed that the entity killed the feline, however. The case report stated that a large dog murdered the house pet. January 11th, 2011, 6:00 a.m. EST. I woke up in a distress. My house started shaking like an earthquake. But it's winter and it's Florida. I'm confused. But the most disturbing part was that my TV and my laptop both turned on and displayed the same image. I hid under the covers until the image ended. January 14th, 2011, 2:00 a.m. EST. A year ago today would have been my anniversary with Brianna. I miss her so much. But what are you gonna do, right? 2 nights after this journal entry, on January 16th, 2011, Schuyler was admitted into Miami International Hospital for attempted suicide. When he woke up from his coma on the morning of January 17th, 2011, he claimed to have seen the girl from the image shown from the entry on January 12th, 2011. He claimed the girl was Brianna's beacon. He failed to elaborate after that. January 19th, 2011, 9:00 p.m. EST. Can't sleep, losing focus, trying not to think about him, Jeff, and the girl, Brianna's beacon. I miss her so. Oh God, the images, the creepypasta. Oh, yeah. The final journal entry from January 20th, 2011 at approximately 1:23 a.m. has only an image attached to a blank Microsoft Word document with the caption, "My life is one picture." The rest of the entry consists of a language that cannot be translated. However, local historians suspect it is a mixture of ancient Latin and Sumerian written in a Portuguese-style format. Schuyler appeared in school hours before he went missing. He sat in the courtyard that entire day, socializing with himself. Schuyler disappeared on January 20th, 2011 at approximately 5 p.m. EST. Just hours after that first semester of his senior year ended. To this day, there are no clues to where he might be. On February 14th, 2011, exactly 1 year after his girlfriend left him, the police gave up the search and assumed the missing person was dead. His friend David was found dead in his house on June 9th, 2011. A few months after Schuyler went missing, he had similar signs and upbringings to Schuyler shortly before his disappearance. However, there is no solid concrete evidence to this. The victim's parents claim that towards the end of his senior year, David was more distant, noticeably more afraid, and began to lose weight because he stopped eating as often as he would. David died of multiple strikes, and he was pronounced dead at the hospital at 3:15 a.m. on June 10th, 2011. The journal entries were recovered by the victim's brother, Deborah Bemis, who refused to comment on his son's disappearance. The journal entries were made available on Facebook on December 12th, 2011. This story was posted exactly 1 year after Schuyler began his journal entries. The only exception. Update. February 24th, 2012. The police recovered a young man's body of at least 19 or 20 years of age in an abandoned mental institution in Boston, Massachusetts on February 24th, 2012. The DNA test confirmed to be the body of Schuyler Bemis. He had been hiding out in this mental asylum since January. How he had managed to get from Miami to Boston is still unknown. However, the police are looking into it and how he was transported there. It appears that he died at least 3 days prior to the discovery of the body. The body had typical survival equipment, food, water, etc., a .44 Magnum with 1 silver bullet remaining in the magazine. However, the police found an odd picture attached to the body of the young man. It is unknown whether the girl is the same girl from the photo found on the Bemis home computer on January 9th, 2011. However, it is confirmed that the killer is probably human.